When it comes to human celebration, there is no limit to imagination, extravagance, or budget. Throughout history, and especially in the modern age, the world's elite have turned parties, weddings, and celebrations into monumental productions that rival global sporting events or state occasions. These events are more than just social gatherings. They are statements of power, influence, and creativity, designed to craft memories that linger in the minds of guests and spectators for decades. From royal weddings that required security operations on the scale of a city, to billionaires transforming natural landscapes into fantasy playgrounds, the most expensive parties ever staged tell us a lot about ambition, wealth, and the art of creating unforgettable experiences. Let's step inside the world's most extravagant events and explore what made them legendary. Number 10. Roman Abramovich's St. Barts. NYE Bash, 2011 to 2012. St. Barts, the Caribbean jewel of the ultra-wealthy, is already synonymous with luxury, but Abramovich elevated it to another dimension when he brought together around 400 of the most influential VIPs in the world to his Governor Bay estate. Guests were treated not just to cocktails and conversation, but to a private performance by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Imagine a legendary rock band, normally performing to stadiums of tens of thousands, now playing just for a select group of friends as fireworks lit up the bay. To add to the spectacle, Abramovich orchestrated an entire flotilla of yachts across a week-long celebration, turning the waters into a floating extension of his party. The lesson here is about designing unforgettable experiences, creating a moment so carefully choreographed that every guest replayed it in their mind for years afterward. Abramovich didn't just throw a party, he engineered a memory. Number 9. David Bonderman's 60th birthday, 2002. Taking over the Las Vegas Hard Rock Hotel and Bellagio, Bonderman proved that milestone birthdays could be larger than life. While most people celebrate 60 with family dinners or quiet travel, Bonderman called in the Rolling Stones themselves for a private concert. Around 500 guests watched one of the greatest bands in rock history tear up the stage not for a stadium, but for one man's birthday wish. This was a corporate-grade show, compressed into a single private event. It shows what happens when decades of brand equity from a band like the Stones get compressed into a single, unforgettable night. It's a reminder that peak talent is the ultimate currency of exclusivity. When you can pay for the best of the best, you don't just entertain, you set a standard. Number 8. Prince William, Kate Middleton's wedding, 2011. Broadcast globally from Westminster Abbey, followed by a reception at Buckingham Palace, this was not just a wedding, but a carefully orchestrated global moment. Over 1 million people lined the streets of London, and hundreds of millions more tuned in on television around the world. The scale of the security operation was staggering, with entire city zones locked down, and logistical challenges spanning global media coordination, crowd control, and dignitary protection. The motivation here is clear. Planning at city scale requires mastery of stakeholder management, public safety, and global communications. This wedding showed how an institution like the British monarchy could choreograph not just a family event, but a national and international spectacle, one that still resonates in cultural memory today. Number 7. Prince Harry, Meghan Markle's wedding, 2018. Held at St. George's Chapel in Windsor, with 600 guests in attendance and broadcast worldwide, this celebration combined royal tradition with Hollywood glamour, blending British royal protocols with a global celebrity aura. What made it extraordinary was the security tech stack deployed. Snipers hidden across rooftops, anti-drone defenses in the sky, and undercover operations scattered throughout Windsor. Beyond security, it was also a masterclass in narrative engineering. From the music choices to the guest list, every detail told a story of cultural crossover and modern inclusivity. Meghan, an American actress with a biracial background, brought new symbolism into a centuries-old institution. The takeaway here is how storytelling and casting, through music, rituals, and symbolic gestures, can shape public perception on a grand stage. Number 6. Sean Parker's Enchanted Forest wedding, 2013. The billionaire co-founder of Napster and former Facebook president envisioned his big day not as a typical ceremony, but as a full-scale fantasy production. With 300 guests dressed in custom couture, the Big Sur redwoods were transformed into a temporary set complete with medieval-style ruins, bridges, waterfalls, and florals worth more than $1 million. The ambition was limitless, but the event also sparked controversy. Environmental regulations were breached, leading Parker to pay a $2.5 million settlement. The story is about ambition versus constraints. Dreaming big is natural for visionaries, but true greatness lies in balancing fantasy with respect for the rules. Parker's wedding remains iconic, both for its fairy tale design and for the cautionary tale that even the wealthiest cannot escape the boundaries of law and nature. Number 5. Vanisha Mittal, Amit Bhatia's wedding, 2004. Held across multiple venues in Paris, including Versailles and Vaux-le-Vicomte, this celebration stretched over a week and brought together 1,500 guests. Kylie Minogue performed live, and the wine bill alone reached $1.5 million. With reports estimating the total cost at around $60 million, this wedding was about staging heritage and borrowing the prestige of history's grandest palaces. By turning these monuments into their stage, the Mittal family amplified their own story of wealth, heritage, and global power. The takeaway is about how architecture and setting can elevate personal celebrations into cultural legends. Borrowing heritage is one of the most powerful tools of brand storytelling, especially when your stage is Versailles. Number 4. Prince Charles, Princess Diana's wedding, 1981. This was more than a wedding, it was a global event. St. Paul's Cathedral hosted 3,500 guests inside, while an estimated 750 million people watched worldwide. The dress, with its 25-foot train, became instantly iconic, and the carriage procession through London transformed the city into a living stage. This event became the template for modern royal mega-weddings. It showed how to own a moment when the entire world is watching, where every detail compounds into myth. Even today, decades later, Diana's wedding dress, the balcony kiss, and the sheer magnitude of the occasion remain etched in global cultural memory. Number 3. Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, Princess Salama's wedding, 1981. In Abu Dhabi, the celebration stretched over 7 days and drew on cultural traditions while scaling them to unprecedented proportions. A 20,000-seat stadium was purpose-built just for the occasion, a staggering investment in infrastructure for a private royal wedding. Contemporary reports put the cost near $100 million, making it one of the most expensive personal events in modern history. The lesson here is infrastructure thinking. Sometimes the vision is so large that you don't rent a venue, you build it. This event cemented itself in history as a demonstration of both royal authority and architectural ambition. Number 2. Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez's wedding, 2025. With guest lists hovering around 200 to 250, it was intimate by billionaire standards, but the scale of expenditure was immense. Estimates range from 40 to 48 million, spread across multiple days of festivities in Venice, one of the most beautiful cities on Earth. Guests arrived on private jets, water taxis ferried them through Venetian canals, and themed parties drew inspiration from both Great Gatsby opulence and foam-filled nightlife. Venice itself became the stage, with San Giorgio Maggiore and luxury hotels transformed into playgrounds for the elite. The takeaway here is city takeovers. True logistics mastery and media flywheel momentum turn a personal event into a myth. Bezos, the world's richest man, did not just marry, he redefined how billionaires can choreograph love stories as global news spectacles. Number 1. Anant Ambani Radhika merchant's wedding cycle, 2024 to 2025. If ever there was a definition of scale without limits, this is it. From pre-wedding events in Jamnagar, to a Mediterranean cruise, to the grand finale in Mumbai, this was not a weekend wedding, but a months-long celebration. To the highest estimates, costs approached $600 million. The performances were on a scale unseen before. Rihanna, Katy Perry, Justin Bieber, and other global superstars performed for the couple and their guests. Drone shows lit up the skies, temples were built as part of the festivities, and mass community meals fed thousands as part of the cultural fabric. This was not just a wedding, but a corporate-grade project, managed with the precision of a multinational launch campaign. The lesson is extreme-scale execution. With resources and management muscle, a family event becomes something closer to a world event. a spectacle that captures global headlines and redefines what a celebration can be. So, which of these celebrations blew your mind the most? Would you rather dance on a yacht in St. Barts, walk the halls of Versailles, or watch Rihanna perform live at a private wedding? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to know which one you'd pick. If you enjoyed diving into this world of luxury and scale, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating stories, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next video. Until next time, remember, it's not always about how much you spend, but how unforgettable the experience becomes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.